the New York Jets. They have had a crazy couple of days, culminating in the signing of Le'Veon Bell. Reportedly 4 years, $52.5 million. It works out to just over $13 million a year. $35 million guaranteed. Now, we don't know whether that's fully guaranteed at signing. We don't know how much of it is or isn't guaranteed, but it is look, we're going to call it like it is here. This is a disappointing contract in light of what Bell could have gotten, in light of what he should have gotten. And the problem is, Chris, at the end of the day, there was only one team pursuing Le'Veon Bell. And one of the big takeaways I had from yesterday, a lot of people in the media got lied to by Le'Veon Bell and his agent, all in the name of creating false leverage that was going to be applied to the Jets, and it didn't work. Whether it was 6 teams being listed as being in the mix for Bell when there was only one, or whether it was the report yesterday afternoon that it was down to the Ravens and the Jets when the Ravens had never even spoken to agent Adisa Bakari about Le'Veon Bell. Let me say that again. The Ravens never even spoke to Le'Veon Bell's agent about signing Le'Veon Bell. But in this crush to be first, and especially now, where, I got to get this out, I got to be first, I got to beat this guy, I got to beat this person to the punch. We're not serving our purpose as reporters in providing that BS filter. We're just running with whatever we get.
That's right.
And not stopping to think, are we being lied to? Are we being manipulated? And a lot of people were manipulated yesterday, and it didn't work. The Jets didn't get to 14.5, 15, 16, 17 million a year. At the end of the day, there was one team, and that team paid $13.125 million per year over 4 years. That's a good deal for the Jets, considering what it could have been or should have been for Le'Veon Bell, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, you're lucky you didn't make that stake bet double or nothing with me because you thought he was going to get a whole lot of money. Good job by you.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling.
Well played there. But, I mean, I guess the first thing I thought about this was, what was the biggest offer he got from the Pittsburgh Steelers, on a yearly basis? That is the first thing I thought of. Second thing I thought of is, yes, obviously, Le'Veon Bell, they fabricated some of the interest within them. But at the same time, did they not think that the New York Jets could call other teams? They don't need to ask details, but they can just go, are you guys pursuing Le'Veon Bell? No. Oh, okay. So that, of course, I would think took Le'Veon Bell's leverage away to a degree, because I would think the Jets did make those calls to figure out if there was really somebody they were competing with. But
let me tell you this, Chris.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Once I started hearing in the afternoon that the Ravens weren't in it and were never in it, I had to be sure that was true before I would say it, because I thought maybe there's some next level stuff going on here where the Ravens are trying to scare off the Jets or get the Jets to lowball Le'Veon Bell, thinking there is no interest from the Ravens, and then the Ravens swoop in and get him. So I spent an extra half hour. Once I became aware that the Ravens weren't in it, I took another half hour to be damn sure that was accurate before I put it out there. Even though, hey, you got to be first, got to get it out there. These things, look, this is all cloak and dagger. This is all's fair in love, war, and football. And if I'm the Jets, if I'm calling a team that may be in it for Le'Veon Bell, how do I trust what I'm getting? Because if they want Le'Veon Bell, they'd love nothing more than to throw a wrench in my effort to get Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, this is business, and sometimes people pull some dirty tricks in business. So, again, I think, that goes on. It's unfortunate, but you and I have talked about this the last 3 days. You got to be careful about who you listen to, what you listen to, because it's all about personal agenda and how they could further it from there. Either way, I think I am surprised by the total number. I thought he would one-up a Todd Gurley. But the biggest thing is this. Just because he didn't, beat Todd Gurley in yearly average salary or total number altogether, the guaranteed money was really one of the big fights with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's getting $35 million guaranteed. So I think at the end of the day, that's what he was looking for. He was looking for security in case somebody hog-tied him again as they were tackling him, like Vontaze Burfict did a few years ago and blew out his leg. He needs that, knowing, gosh, if that happens again, that might be the end of my career. So from that standpoint, I'm sure he's very happy.
And this may be another area where what we're told may not be what's real, and the details will come in later today and into tomorrow as to what these deals really are. We'll break them down at ProFootballTalk.com. But that guaranteed money component was important because the Steelers refused to have fully guaranteed money beyond the first year of a contract. That's just the way they do things. We know the Jets will do it differently, Chris, because with Darrelle Revis a few years ago, first-year salary fully guaranteed, second-year salary fully guaranteed, and $6 million in the third year was fully guaranteed. Now, again, the devil will be in the details, and I can't wait to see what the details of this contract are, because there's a chance it's not $52.5 million over 4 years.
Yeah.
There's a chance it's not $35 million guaranteed, or there's little terms in there that aren't apparent that could make this thing not quite what it seems. But, look, the big takeaway for me, and maybe the Todd Gurley injury was a factor,
sure,
or whatever it is that's going on with Todd Gurley.
Right.
But to be one of the best running backs in football, if not the best, to get to the open market unrestricted and to not set the high water mark at your own position, that's a stunner. That's a shocker.
Yeah, it's a shocker. But I do think that the Todd Gurley thing had to play into this a little bit. I'm sure the Jets and teams would have used that against Le'Veon Bell. Hey, Todd Gurley's younger than Le'Veon Bell. Todd Gurley's more explosive. He's more of a home run hitter that way too. So I think a lot of teams probably looked at it and said, wait, Todd Gurley's the guy we've been talking about maybe being MVP of football the last 2 years. And I know we got to forget what happened at the end of last year and all that. But that's what his talent was looked at, as one of the most explosive home run hitting running backs in football. And Le'Veon Bell, as awesome as he is, I don't think he's in that class in that way, as far as just an absolute game breaker. He's an awesome player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that. But I think that probably played a factor into it. And them going, look, and there's Todd Gurley, who had a knee injury a few years ago, just like you did, Le'Veon Bell, and now he's having problems with it again. That scares the hell out of us. And I'm sure all of those things were used as a little bit of a leverage just to lower that number a tad bit.
Especially when you can draft running backs and pay them peanuts in comparison to top of the market. That's part of the reality of this rookie wage scale, and it's hurting veteran players. And Bell is the latest victim of this reality that either you're the Colts and you have Marlon Mack at $480,000 this year, or you can go out and draft a Marlon Mack in round 3, 4, 5.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.